Hello and welcome to Legal Angle. The vehicle owners in Mumbai are 24 lakhs, out of which the private car owners are increasing by the day. In this episode, we are going to talk about car parking issues in the real estate scenario of Mumbai. And with me, I have a renowned professional advocate, Vinod Sampath, जिन्होंने 100 से ज़्यादा किताबें real estate पे लिखी है. Hello and welcome to the show, sir.
Hello.
Sir, can you please tell our viewers about the legal position of car parking in this scenes of real estate?
As per the laws of the land, builder can only sell flat. Flat is defined as a separate and self-contained set of premises. The implications of the same is open car parking, street car parking, open terrace. All these things builders cannot sell. Even if a builder sells the same, the purchaser of the said premises will not get any right, title and interest.
No, but some members think that they deserve a car parking space when they buy a new car. Can you tell us more about it?
Well, when a flat purchaser is purchasing a flat, he has to see the number of flats being constructed, the quantum of open space that is available. Will the open space match the requirements of all the residential flats? As per the laws of the land, for a flat of a particular size, in Mumbai we have Regulation 36 of the Development Control Rule Table 15, which stipulates the number of vehicle premises parking space to be compulsorily kept vacant and available before the plans are passed. Not only the same, but in city, 25% of the parking spaces have to be kept for visitors parking. In the suburbs of Mumbai, 10% of the parking spaces have to be compulsorily earmarked for visitors' vehicle. But as we know, nowadays practically in posh societies, every flat holder is not satisfied with one parking space.
Yes.
They want parking spaces equivalent to the number of members, which leads to a shortage of parking spaces. We have stack parking, which is used only after a certain span of time, only to dry the clothes. Those things create a lot of hurdle, and there are common fights amongst members linked to car parking. When our planners purchase the premises, at that point of time, the size of the vehicle, the area for parking was earmarked. But with the passage of time, expensive cars and the size of the vehicles increased, resulting in acute shortage of parking space.
So you've spoken about regulations in the car parking just now. Are there any specific regulations legally that have to be allotted to a car parking owner?
See, basically, as a policy decision, when a flat is being constructed, depending on the size of the flat, certain number of parking spaces have to be left vacant. The law keeps on changing, and now in the new law, Builders Lobby has been able to impress upon the framers of law that they can sell parking spaces. The law relating to parking is in Mumbai is linked to regulation, is mentioned in Regulation 36 of the Development Control Rule, and mandatory parking spaces to that effect have to be kept in society.
So you ask amendment that is mentioned. It is mentioned only one car parking for one house?
No, it is not like that one parking in this thing. The right has been given to the builder to sell the parking spaces. I know of one particular case of a prominent builder. For one flat, he has taken 125 car parking spaces.
My God, 125
Yes,
car
with a
parking
registered agreement.
With a registered agreement?
Yeah.
So now can you also tell us what is he going to do of 125 car parking spaces with one flat?
It is very simple. With the passage of time, members will get fed up and he will sell it to the members and earn a fat sum of money.
So technically a builder can sell the car parking to the resident?
Up till now, that permission was not there. Supreme Court has categorically stated that the builder cannot sell the parking space. The law as it stood at that point of time was different. Now the Regulatory Act gives this particular right. So there will be a lot of conflicts. Cooperative societies will be passing resolution restricting the right of the builder to sell parking spaces, and even the member who has got car parking spaces acquired from the builder, they will be facing some resistance because these cooperative societies would like to make maximum utilization of open space. Like, I have a vehicle, I may keep my car for 8 hours, 10 hours, but the remaining time my vehicle is outside. So at that point of time, some person who is a needy person, a person who can utilize that vehicle, he would like to utilize that particular space. So all these problems we are facing, and with the passage of time, these problems are bound to multiply.
If one member owns more than one flat, does he or she becomes automatically eligible for a car parking?
Well, the rules and regulations pertaining to car parking are mentioned in the society bylaws. Per flat, depending on the space, the managing committee will allot parking spaces. If there is sufficient parking, all members will get one parking. If there is not sufficient parking, lottery system or something can be worked out. On that particular basis, one has to decide how parking spaces will be allocated.
So these days there are townships in Bombay in the real estate scene. So how do they allot car parking when it comes to huge townships for residents?
Every cooperative society has got certain amount of space, and from amongst that particular space available, the society will take decisions to allot car parking spaces.
So do housing societies have the rules and regulations to frame the car parking society?
Presuming I am purchasing a flat for 2 crore rupees,
Correct.
I do not become the owner of that property. The owner of that property is the cooperative society. Conveyance is taken in favor of the cooperative society. I am issued share certificate. On the basis of the share certificate, I have a right to use and occupy the flat. The flat is allotted by the society. So, society has every right to frame rules, regulations and restrict the use of the open spaces.
So can you also tell our viewers about how the procedure for share certificate runs?
As soon as a cooperative society is formed, within a 6 months period, each member should be allotted share certificate. Share certificate will be signed by secretary, chairman and one managing committee member. That is the proof of the real document of title to the property from the cooperative society's point of view.
So share certificate, viewers, is a proof from the cooperative society's point of view. And in this we are going to take a short break. We are going to be back soon and discuss more about car parking issues in Mumbai real estate scenes. Stay tuned on Spin TV. Welcome back. We are with Advocate Vinod Sampath, the President of Cooperative Societies Association and the President of Stamp Duty Registration and Fee. Sir, my next question takes to, can a developer have the rights to sell car parking property?
Developer does not have a right to sell the car parking space in the light of the Supreme Court judgment. What a builder can sell is flat and nothing more. Each and every flat purchaser has paid money for the common areas and amenities appurtenant to the premises. In view of the same, builder has no right to sell car parking spaces or even stilt car parking.
But these days developers are selling car parking, and I'm sure we are in the same industry. We know that developers are selling car parking. So what are your views on that?
Well, what happens is, if there are 100 persons in a cooperative society in a building being constructed, all want to ensure that they get sufficient open space, and so they go and pay some amount to the builder. Builder normally does not even issue receipt for these amounts, but still, because these people have purchased, they have paid certain amount, he at times gives letter of allotment. In the eyes of law, builder has no right to sell car parking space.
Well, viewers, in the eyes of law, the builder doesn't have the right to sell you car parking spaces. There are few terms that are in my head. Covered garage, stilt parking, open parking spaces. Can you give us legal angle for all these three?
Basically, garages were not included in FSI. A situation arose where garages were started using, people used to start using garages for commercial aspects. That was a clear-cut violation of FSI rules and regulations. So now municipal authorities in Mumbai have stopped allotting garages. Builder has got no legal right to sell the same.
So builder has no legal right to sell covered garage, stilt parking and open parking spaces. Viewers, please note this. Well, can you also tell us few incidences in life or probably few customers who have come to you with similar instances or solutions?
As far as car parking spaces are concerned, there are a number of fights. Many times police have got to be called. Lots and lots of police complaints and relations of members have been strained. In some places, the parking cost is more than 50 lakh. Purchasers feel that the flat does not have a value unless they have car parking, and to a certain extent they are justified. If I am purchasing a 5 crores flat, obviously I'll be having parking spaces, and if I don't have parking spaces, what is the value of the flat? Every day I can't park my vehicle on the road. So they pay money, and ultimately more people come in, there is a drain on the resources, societies pass resolution, and there are a lot of disputes. In fact, in posh areas like Walkeshwar in Mumbai, on the footpath everyone parks vehicle at night, which everyone knows is wrong, but it is an accepted law.
Sir, if you're saying the developer doesn't decide the rate, the managing committee doesn't decide the rate. So for every area, like you spoke in Walkeshwar, it is above 50 lakhs. So who decides the rate for area-based car parking?
Basically, market works on the factor of demand and supply. If builder is constructing a building, there is shortage of space, so he will quote a particular price, and the needy purchaser is bound to pay.
Can you also tell our viewers, when the developer hands over the society to the managing committee, so the managing committee gives the car parking on first come first serve basis?
Society has to frame a policy decision, and these policies are decided by the society at the general body meetings. These policies are implemented by the managing committee as per the directions of the general body.
What if a tenant who is staying on rent, can he apply for a car parking space?
The right of a tenant to park vehicle in the building flows from the right of the member. Only if the member is having car parking spaces, then he may transfer his right in favor of the tenant. That too, some societies allow, some societies don't allow.
Perfect. So can you also tell our viewers about leave licenses?
Humorously speaking, leave and license means license not to live. Presuming a flat is there, I want to sublet the flat, I will get some extra income. But various precautions have to be taken for leave and license. If it is a residential premises, you can be assured you can get back the premises fast by approaching the competent authority. I would like to emphasize that if you are executing a leave and license agreement in Maharashtra, the same has got to be compulsorily registered. As a matter of abundant caution, the licensors, the owners of the property, should ensure that he takes an affidavit from each and every family member occupying. We have come across instances where there are disputes between the husband and the wife, or the husband and his mistress, whereby the mistress says, I will not vacate this premises. The wife says, this particular premises is my Stridhan. So it is very much important from the licensor's point of view to take an affidavit cum indemnity cum declaration from each and every occupant that as per they are bound by the leave and license agreement, and whatever terms are being committed by the licensor with the licensee, they will be bound by that.
Okay. I hope the guidance given by Advocate Vinod Sampath is helping us resolve our grievances relating car parking issues in Mumbai. We are going to take a short break and we are going to be back. We are going to discuss more on car parking issues based on the real estate scenes in Mumbai. Stay tuned on Spin TV. Welcome back to Legal Angle. We are with Advocate Vinod Sampath ji, and we are talking more about car parking issues in Mumbai real estate scene. So, can a parking deposit be considered by the society?
A cooperative society can collect negligible amount in the nature of deposit. The right of a cooperative society to collect deposit is linked to the share capital. 10 times of the same amount plus accumulated reserves can be collected. Many societies try to collect exorbitant amount as parking deposit. There is no such provision. Even if a member has given such deposits, he can claim it back by knocking the doors of court. The law as it stood at that point of time was different. Now the Regulatory Act gives this particular right. So there will be a lot of conflicts. Cooperative societies will be passing resolution restricting the right of the builder to sell parking spaces, and even the member who has got car parking spaces acquired from the builder, they will be facing some resistance because these cooperative societies would like to make maximum utilization of open space. Like I have a vehicle, I may keep my car for 8 hours, 10 hours, but the remaining time my vehicle is outside. So at that point of time, some person who is a needy person, a person who can utilize that vehicle, he would like to utilize that particular space. So all these problems we are facing, and with the passage of time, these problems are bound to multiply.
Okay. Can you also tell our viewers who is responsible for the car parking space maintenance in the society?
Maintenance is the exclusive responsibility of the society, be it the car parking space or society terrace or other areas of the society. However, for car parking space allotted by the society to the member, the society can recover a reasonable amount.
He can recover a reasonable amount. How can he recover a reasonable amount?
By passing resolutions at the general body meeting and billing that particular member who has been allotted car parking space.
Okay. If a car of a member is damaged, can he claim compensation from the society?
Well, cooperative society is the owner of the premises. Say something falls on the car is damaged, of the car or some spare parts, or a piece of car glass is broken. Just because such an act occurs, that does not give any right to a member to claim compensation or damages. Society should have taken reasonable precaution. If society has taken reasonable precaution, in my opinion, the society need not be bothered.
Sir, when it comes to car parking, there are terms like rotation system, wherein slots are allotted only for a year. Can you give us more insights?
Basically, when there is shortage of parking space, the society may allot parking spaces on a yearly rotation system. Whose number come in lottery, they will get that particular parking space. And after the year end, again lottery will be taken out.
Okay. Now the seller has sold his flat to the new purchaser. The initial seller did not have a car parking space. The new purchaser has a vehicle and he wants to claim a car parking space wherein the society is rejecting. So in that case, what does the new purchaser do?
The new flat purchaser with a vehicle should write to the society. If there is no positive response from the society, he can knock the doors of cooperative court asking for a specific system with regards to allotment of car parking. For example, some members may be having more than one car parking space. Some members with smaller size flats are allotted car parking space, and the new purchaser is having a bigger flat. Apart from this, he can also approach the consumer forum for deficiency of service and unfair trade practice. The system with regards to allotment of car parking should be rational and in the overall interest of all the members of the society. It should not discriminate between old members and new members.
Okay, so when can a member be allotted more than one car parking space in the society?
If there is sufficient space in the society, whereby one parking requirement of all the members is taken care of, and yet there is some open space available, in such circumstances the society can allot the second car parking spaces to the member.
Okay, and when can a society impose a penalty on parking?
Basically, penalty can only be imposed by a court of law. Maximum penalty of Rs 5,000 per annum can be levied by the society as per the bylaws. A general body meeting has to be called. The member on whom penalty is to be levied should be given an opportunity to express his views. That will be discussed and debated at the general body meeting of the society. If the general body is satisfied with the reply being given by the member, they may not levy penalty. But if the general body feels that the submissions being made by the members have got no legal relevance, then the general body may levy a penalty up to Rs 5,000 per annum on the erring member if he continues to carry out the said wrongful act.
So now before we wrap up the show, can you tell our viewers some tips before they purchase a new flat?
Always take search of the property. Even if you have got funds, you please ensure a token amount is taken as a bank loan. Go for the project of a reputed builder. Insist for a certificate as regards the carpet area of the flat. A glance at the track record of the builder. Has he given occupation certificate? Has he given building completion certificate? You should ensure that you are not purchasing the flat from a developer or from an investor. In the event flat is purchased from an investor, then you have to ensure that all the earlier documents are duly stamped as per the stamp duty laws prevalent, and the document has got to be registered under the provisions as per the provisions of Indian Registration Act. I would also like to inform the flat purchasers that they have a wrong idea that they have filed the nomination form with the society. Nominee is merely a trustee in the eyes of law. He does not become the owner of the property. Another wrong misconception is bylaws of a cooperative societies. The Supreme Court has held that bylaws do not have the force of law. A cooperative society in Mumbai normally does not have a right to recover more than rupees 25,000 at the time of transfer of shares. A cooperative society can only recover simple interest from members. Members should ensure that the rules, regulations which are framed by the society are duly complied with. If they feel that the society is passing unjust resolution, it is their duty to challenge the said resolution. If a member is aggrieved by the decision of the society, he is a consumer within the meaning of the Consumer Protection Act, and the act of the society of not providing proper service is an act of deficiency of service, and for which action can be initiated against the society. Members should make it a point to ensure that the cooperative society has got a copy of the building plan. The cooperative society's managing committee members should ensure that the property card of the premises is transferred in their name. Conveyance is an important document, but that is not the end of it. Most important document is the property card is transferred in the name of the legal entity, that is cooperative society. Building completion certificate is very important. In Mumbai, only 8% of the buildings have the building completion certificate. So cooperative society should ensure that they are having these particular documents. Lastly, if your society is going for redevelopment, don't blindly trust your managing committee members.
Okay, great. Mr. Vinod, I'm very sure that you have helped our residents, our viewers and customers in a big way with issues relating car parking. Well, viewers, we'll be back in the next segment of Legal Angle. Till then, stay tuned on Spin TV.